Hi everybody, my name is Ron Cantor and you're watching Out of Zion on God TV. And we are in beautiful Odessa, Ukraine. I lived here 20 years ago and this man lived here before me, Dr. Wayne Wilkes. And Wayne, I just want to ask you, I know that there is an Odessa in Texas, but you didn't move from Dallas to that Odessa.
Yeah.
You moved from Dallas to Odessa, Ukraine with mafia, prostitutes, and black market. What was it like for you?
Well, it was a shock. But what was the joy were the students, the people. Everything was so new. What God was doing was so fresh. And so there was such a joy. I remember walking through the streets. You know, we were living in Mayaki first. It's about an hour outside of Odessa.
Oh, man.
And so we had to drive an hour in, and I just had to check email.
It's probably a 15-minute drive today, but the roads were so bad.
The roads were bad, and every 2 or 3 days I'd have to drive in just to check email at PacoNet. Remember PacoNet?
Yeah, I do.
And so I'd come into PacoNet.
I was Ron Can at Paco.net.
Yeah. So PacoNet sometimes was even down. But I can remember walking through the streets and having such a joy because I simply had the calling of God, you know. So it was just like, God, I know I'm in your will, and everything in my flesh is crying out, but Lord, you're doing something here. Please use me.
Tell me about your visa, how, the circumstances around that.
Well, you know, we didn't know anybody here, and there was no grounds for us to be able to come here. So I was a believer in spiritual authority and authority, so I had the idea, let's write a letter to the mayor and ask him for a visa, because we had no way to get in. And so I wrote a letter to the mayor, and a friend of ours, David Schneier, happened to be in the mayor's office, and he had submitted a letter for something else, and that secretary said, no, you need to submit it like this one. And she pulled up my letter that Valentina and Tatiana wrote. She said, we don't know who this guy is, but this is how you write a letter. And he said, oh, I know these people, they're good people. Anyway, the long and the short of the mayor's office gave us a 3-year visa.
Right.
So wherever we went with my car with Texas plates on, they stopped us. Every day I was getting stopped because of that car. We just show them that letter and they would just salute us and we would go right on. So it was kind of a unique story that you got stopped by the police quite a bit.
I did. I used to get pulled over because I had no plates. I had a Maryland plate on the back of my car, but nothing on the front of my car. And it got so aggravating that I just got to the point, because they would stand on the side of the road and just, I just would look, I don't see you. And, you know, we had fun with that. And we finally ended up taking the back plate and we took it to a color copier place, made a copy, laminated it, crazy glued it to the front of the car. Problem solved.
Oh, my.
Well, it was amazing living here. I have to say, it was only a year for me, longer for you, but it was amazing. And we're glad to bring Odessa to you. Now, make sure you go to God.tv so you never miss an episode. So, I mean, it's got a good microphone if you're close. So this is where we lived at Deribasovskaya 19, right here in Odessa. Let's check it out. This was my courtyard. If I ever parked in the wrong spot, I would hear it from people. And now it's locked. Look at that. When I lived here, everything was open, and the steps smelled of all kinds of horrible odors, from humans to drug addicts to everything. And now people are staring at us outside. So I live right up here on number 4. Let's see if it's still number 4. Yep, 4A. Look at my nice door. And this was 4A, it still is. And then down here was where Oksana, our neighbor, lived, and she would come up to our house in the middle of the night crying because she had a very difficult life as a mistress to a businessman. So let's knock on the door. No, we're not going to do that. I'd love to go in though. So, yeah, this is it. This is where we live.
Please follow Ron on Twitter and Facebook at Ron S. Cantor,